What's going on, everyone? Cyclops with Paramount Cyclops here. And the United States had just been majorly hacked. YouTube went down, Facebook went down, all of Google's major branches went down, and I wonder if they're related. But this hack also included every major branch of the United States government, every military branch, our Department of Treasury, businesses, the coronavirus vaccine. This hack took everything. It literally took everything. It had infected the United States government at the highest levels. Every branch of the military, everything. And this hack had been going on for months, if not a year and a half. They don't know yet. They are still investigating that part. But wow, this is huge. So stick with me. And I hope I earn a subscription for you. And I hope I inform you and I can become part of your daily news diet. It's good to get dissenting opinions and multiple opinions from different places. So, let's see here. From CBS. Potentially major hack of government agencies disclosed. I'm going to read a little bit of this one, but I'm going to go over to the Associated Press. Theirs is a little more in-depth. U.S. government agencies were ordered to scour their networks for malware and disconnect potentially compromised servers after authorities learned that the Treasury and Commerce departments had been hacked in a months-long global cyber espionage campaign. The campaign was discovered when prominent cybersecurity firm learned it had been hacked. I wonder if any of this has to do with why Google and YouTube and Facebook all went down as well. Maybe they had to reset their servers as well. In a rare emergency directive issued late Sunday, the Department of Homeland Security's cybersecurity arm warned of an unacceptable risk to the executive branch from a feared, large-scale penetration of U.S. government agencies that could date back to mid-year or earlier. This can turn into one of the most impactful espionage campaigns on record, said cybersecurity expert Dmitry Alperovich. Now, the Associated Press story is a little bit more in-depth, so let's read this one. The U.S. agencies hacked in months-long global cyber spying campaign. And I will maximize it. U.S. government agencies were ordered to scour networks for malware and disconnect potentially compromised servers. That first sentence sounds quite familiar. They do this quite often, just so you know. One news agency will literally cut and paste. So just be aware of that. When I say get multiple sources, sometimes sources will link back to themselves. So you've got to be careful of that. So we're going to skip down to here. See, this whole part is exactly verbatim, word for word, the same as that. So just be careful. This can turn into one of the most impactful espionage campaigns on record. The hacked cybersecurity company FireEye would not say who it suspected. Many experts believe the operation is Russian, given the careful tradecraft. Russia, of course, denies it. And noted that foreign governments and major corporations were also compromised. And I do highly suspect that probably the outage for Google this morning was probably due to that as well. I believe they, in some way, shape, or form, were either impacted or wanted to make sure that they weren't impacted. News of the hacks, first reported by Reuters, came less than a week after FireEye disclosed that nation-state hackers had broken into its network and stolen the company's own hacking tools. Once you get a company's own hacking tools, you understand how their system works, and you can reverse engineer and hack into them. And then you have their hacking tools to do your own hacking and hack away. The apparent conduit for the Treasury and Commerce Department hacks, and the FireEye compromise, is a hugely popular piece of server software called SolarWinds. It is used by hundreds of thousands of organizations globally, including most Fortune 500 companies. Yep, that's why the outage this morning. And multiple U.S. federal agencies, which will now be scrambling to patch up their networks, said Alperovich, the former chief technical officer of the cybersecurity firm CrowdStrike. The information included the coronavirus whatever information they got from the military servers, we don't know yet. And they probably wouldn't tell us anyways. This is huge. I hope you understand how huge this is. This is huge. This is big news. The DHS directive, only the fifth since they were created in 2015, said U.S. agencies should immediately disconnect or power down any machines running the impacted SolarWinds software. All major Fortune 500 companies use this too. Wow. FireEye, without naming any specific targets, said in a blog post that its investigation into the hack of its own network had identified a global campaign targeting governments and the private sector that, beginning in the spring, had slipped malware into SolarWinds software update. Neither the company nor the U.S. government publicly identified Russian state-backed hackers as responsible. They believe it because of the... I read it and I can't remember what the terminology was, and it's the grouping of the hacks, the way the way the hacks were grouped together, the way they were formed, had Russian signatures on it. The malware gave the hackers remote access to victims' networks, and Alperovich said SolarWinds grants God mode access to a network, making everything visible. Wow, so they got God mode. That would be like someone jailbreaking your phone and being able to remotely go in and change literally whatever they wanted to. Nuts. We anticipate this will be a very large event when all the information comes to light, said John Holquist, director of threat analysis at FireEye. The actor is operating stealthily, but we are certainly still finding targets that they managed to operate in. Wow. So we don't even know the full extent yet. It is a developing story. I'll definitely keep on it for you guys, so stay tuned for more information on it. But oh, wow. Wow. This has the potential to become something huge. Hopefully we're able to find out who it is, because that's the only way we're going to be able to prevent it in the future. In the meantime, are we going to catch every company that's infiltrated? Probably not. And if we don't catch every company that's infiltrated, how do we make sure it doesn't respread? On its website, SolarWinds says it has 300,000 customers worldwide, including all branches, all 5 of them, all 5 branches of the U.S. military, the Pentagon, the State Department, NASA, the National Security Agency, the Department of Justice, and the White House. Brilliant. Brilliant. It says the 10 leading U.S. telecommunication companies and top 5 U.S. accounting firms are among companies. Or they're among customers, sorry. FireEye said it had confirmed infections in North America, Europe, Asia, and the Middle East, including in the healthcare and oil and gas industry. And it had been informing affected customers around the world in the past few days. Its customers include federal, state, and local governments and top global corporations. Wow. I don't even know. It's definitely going to affect trade. It's definitely going to affect commerce. Now, what do we do when we find out exactly who the culprits are? We're going to skip down here because I have got to go to work here in just a few minutes. Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov said Monday that Russia had nothing to do with the hacking. Once again, I can reject these accusations, Peskov told reporters. If for many months the Americans couldn't do anything about it, then probably one shouldn't unfoundedly blame the Russians for everything. I would say, if nothing else, if it was that big a hack and it was that sophisticated, perhaps it was some sort of a joint effort. Perhaps. Only speculation. Oh, my lord. This has the potential to grow up big. I wish I didn't have to go to work. I wish I could sit here and inform you all day And you guys can help me get to that goal just by subscribing, just by giving a like or a comment. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. I will inform you to the best of my ability, and I will see you on the next one.